Hey guys, it's Jeanette. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video, we're gonna tackle the whole relationship question, and it kind of stemmed from a comment kind of asking me about my relationship, how nursing school kind of affects that. I'm hoping that by this video, you guys get to expect the wide range of things that could happen and just to prepare yourself, because nursing school does take a long time, especially years out of your life, that if you don't learn how to make a balance, that could definitely be a struggle, and you may be faced to making some decisions that you may actually regret in the future, or you'll make some decisions that you'll actually be very happy and proud and be totally at peace with it. So I really didn't prepare something like, I didn't list it on my phone, and I kind of just want to talk to you guys kind of like if I was talking to a friend, a girlfriend, girl talk, whatever. And this, this applies with guys. I'm actually very open with guys because from my knowledge, I kind of have to shoot so direct so there's no problems interpreting or misinterpreting what I'm trying to say. So let's just get into it. So just background info, I was married before I started nursing school. I'm still married and we celebrate our 4-year anniversary next month. My husband and I at one point decided, I think we were 2 years married, we decided that I wanted to go back to school, and that meant that we had to have an adult conversation of what that looks like and what it will look like. That meant, losing my full-time pay and benefits, and that meant there was going to be an extra bill of tuition and stuff like that. So we really sat down and talked about the future, what I wanted, my goals, and how I can get there. And we both agreed together, okay, you're going to drop that job and find yourself a part-time job. So now I have 2 part-time jobs and all that good stuff. So we were able to talk it out, and that also meant that he had to look for a better job, better pay, and specifically a job with benefits, because I had our benefits through my company. And that was just a conversation we had to make. And so from the beginning, and this is like even before I started my prereqs, we talked about it. And that meant, hey, I need for you to drop me off at night school. And at this time, we were just married, like 2 years, and we still, I think, even had 1 car. So my husband and I would get up at like 6 something in the morning. He drops me off at work. He goes to work. He picks me up, takes me to school, and either try to find a ride from a friend, or he'll come pick me up. So there was a lot of things, sacrifices that we had to work through just so I can complete my prereqs in time to apply to the nursing program. So my tip here is, if you are in a committed relationship, if this person is someone who you are working together to establish a better, brighter future, that is a must-have conversation. And include things like, the time that you will be away or the things that you have to do, and just make sure that they are kind of in agreement with your goals. So when you start nursing school, they're 110% supportive behind you. When you don't want to go to class, they're like, you're doing great, you're almost done, you're doing great, go, and you need someone like that. Especially if that's someone that you are trying to work for a better, brighter future together. So I'm just gonna start talking about some of the things I have seen when I first got into school. Some people were married for 30-something years, still married. Some people had like fresh, young boyfriend, girlfriends, and those, I feel like the majority of the young relationships in that category, I've noticed a lot more, for lack of a better word, drama. I've had relationships that for years they've been boyfriend and girlfriend, and some people have gotten engaged. There have been marriages that have been on the rocks. Some of those people are divorced. Some of them are leading towards divorce. And so you have a wide range of everyone's kind of personal life and how nursing school has affected them. I feel like, because for me, and please comment below if you have anything you want to add to help other people just understand. We had a good idea of my study skills, my study, you know, I'm always going to try to do 110%. And that may mean I may not make, you know, date night. I may not have all these extra nights available when at one time we did. And my husband understood that. I will say that my husband is probably just as busy as me. At one point, we each had 3 jobs, and I went to school, so it was, our time was filled by him being busy doing his job and his hobby and all that stuff, and I also was, you know, working, going to school and doing school. So we weren't really having any, I'm gonna say, problems here when we were both just as busy. So when you start nursing school, you really don't know what to expect, and that's pretty much like the fear of the unknown. Are you going to do well? How many hours do you have to study? Are you going to pass? Are you not going to pass? And for me, how I coped with that was to really become disciplined with the amount of free time that I have, to make sure that I am allotting enough time to understand and comprehend the material so I can pass and reach my goal. You know, 1 semester completed. Okay. I'm moving towards my goal. I never wanted to get to the point where I wanted to feel, you know, I didn't want my marriage to bring all this stress and then have that on top of school. So whenever I was stressed, I would have to talk to my husband, like, okay, I feel like I'm not being a good wife, you know, what can I do? And he, again, will support me. And sometimes he's like, oh, well, you know, take a day and do this too, so I can feel better. And I will say there were moments where I really felt like a crappy wife. And I mentioned this before during our orientation. There was a sheet of paper that said, you know, kind of like, Jeannette, will do all I can to do well in nursing school, and my family will support me, and you put the name of your family members by doing the dishes, cleaning, blah, 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 blah. And it was kind of a contract, so your family understands that your priority would be school, and that as a family unit, you would work together to make it work during the 2 years that you're in this program. But I had to check in, and I'm not gonna lie, because there were moments where he had a little more free time, and he was always hanging out with his sister and just, you know, going to brunch and lunch and dinner, and I was like stuck at a study session, or I was at school or studying by myself, and I became jealous at one point. And I felt like there was a moment in nursing school that I was like, I need to learn how to better balance this, because it's not worth missing 2 years of my marriage for nursing school. Like, it was just kind of like, how did I get here thinking this right now? I felt like life was passing me by. My husband was enjoying life, and I was stuck in a desk studying, and that's all I had to show for it. There was, in my mind at that point, I was like, there's, what are the memories? What am I enjoying out of this when all I am feeling is stressed? And I'm just seeing my husband having this grand old time, and I kind of broke down. And I kind of, you know, was honest with him. I was like, I feel horrible. I feel like, you know, you're not understanding how much I'm working my butt off, and then for you to just kind of do all these extra things and enjoy. It's, you know, I in a sense was trying to ask for some type of, what do you call it? I don't know how to say it, but I wanted him to make me feel like he understood that I was on the grind, and that there was no question in his mind why I was choosing to go to school and do all this stuff. I wanted him to miss me when he was out doing things. I wanted him to be kind of, you know, consider my feelings, because I really felt like I was missing out. And that happened, and we talked, and I felt a lot better. I kind of had to go back, like, Jeanette, you both decided you were going back to school, you're going to change careers, you're going to get into a better financial situation, you're going to prepare and save and do the best you can for providing for your family. And so we had that conversation. So there was a moment that I was like, forget nursing school, it's not worth it. I don't want to miss life with my husband. I don't want to miss the 2 years. No. So we talked. I got my mindset back on track. He was a little more considerate on what he was, attending and doing, and we worked better at finding things that we can do together, even if it's like a few hours in a day versus a whole day activity, and that really helped me. Let's talk about some other things that I've seen in nursing school, and this is for the guys that are in nursing programs that are majority, obviously, females, and they may have a significant other or girlfriend. I've seen situations where, because of study groups, it could easily be 5 girls to 1 boy. And you've really spent a lot of time together in your nursing program, especially in the first year. That could really bring some strain into your relationship. So you need to find out if that partner, it really is, where is your relationship, where is it, how mature is it, how the 2 people that are in it, do you trust each other 100%? There were moments where we couldn't study with someone because we didn't want to offend their significant other, and that's vice versa. And you have to be respectful of your peers and their significant others as well. I will say that goes back to you talking to your significant other and really kind of laying it out and being 100%. And if you're in a healthy relationship, you should be able to trust each other. And I felt bad because we wanted to be together and study, but we just had to make it work. And this is where activities that you can do together, like bring your significant others and have like a movie night or go bowling, just so they can see the face of the names that you are talking about. Because when you're in nursing school, that's all you talk about. You talk about your experiences, what you're learning, what happened, the drama, and you're trying to vent to your significant other, and you just keep bringing up these names. So what we've done is we've held a lot of different like functions to go and visit to people's houses and just meet each other. Like, oh, you're the husband, or you're the wife. Oh, it's so nice to meet you. We hear so much about you. And I think being transparent and being honest with your significant other, that kind of helps them understand and manage the time that you are really away. The question specifically that was asked in my comment section in a different video, it was regarding someone who was trying to understand what nursing school or how nursing school will affect the relationship because they already think that their relationship won't last. I'm trying to talk to you guys like I would talk to my girlfriends, my friends, whatever. And this is where I talk to you guys like via Instagram and all that stuff. Like self-improvement, like look into yourself, listen to what it is, write down your goals. What does that look like? So you can have a better picture of, is this person aligning with where I want to be? If your relationship is already rocky, and you're considering going to nursing school and they may become the jealous type, why are you spending all your time in nursing school? That person may not be the right person for your end goal, to meet you after graduation, to meet you after school, and to jump on with the train of reaching to your goals. I will say, hard work, you can probably get through a lot of things with a lot of hard work. It's just, it has to be mutual. Also, nursing school is not the time to have these huge family issues come up, because I will say there are things that have happened while in nursing school, personally, my personal life, family, all that stuff, and it really gets me, it messes with my mind. And it's really, it draws it drains all of your energy, and you have to focus on your schoolwork because, like I mentioned before, exams, they're very important. I know people are, talk about the points that matter or the points didn't matter. You need to be on your game, and when life happens, and I know life will happen, you have to find the quickest way to handle that and get back on the nursing grind train. As a peer of people who have ended relationships because they just weren't understanding their goal of becoming a nurse and what that means for them in their life, that person, those people, they're happy. They have told me, hey, they just didn't line up with what I am trying to do, didn't understand me. I don't need someone like that. You have other people who have ended marriages, and I'm not saying that nursing school does that, but there are foundational issues in the relationship that were not worked on or resolved prior to nursing school. And the stress of nursing school may have been like the cherry on top, where it threw everything out of balance. So I'm sorry, this is 20 minutes. I just hope you're just thinking about your future. Don't forget about your future. Don't forget about the goals. Don't forget how nursing school is like a stepping stone towards that direction. If you are considering someone else as you make this decision to go to school, make sure that they're considering you in their goals. I want to encourage everyone that you can maintain a relationship, a healthy relationship, and this will be kind of a testing point. I think I want to say my marriage is stronger because we have worked together for the last year and a half to making this work, even more than that. I know that he is on my supporting me 110%. And I need that, because there are times that you will get there and you don't want to support yourself. You just want to let it go. But you need people like that in your life. Other people have enjoyed nursing school without having a significant other because it's just easier for them to manage that. I hope you got something out of this. I am curious to hear what you guys think. What have you experienced? What have you seen in your nursing programs in terms of relationships? And just overall, give some advice in the section below, because a lot of people are coming from, let's say, high school, going into nursing school, or have been stay-at-home moms for a long time, married a long time and going back to school, and just people like me in between. I think that's something that it wasn't really put out there for people to consider, how tough balancing it all would be. And everyone has a different experience, and I'm just glad that we're learning. And that's one thing that you have to constantly remind yourself, give grace, because things will happen, and if the people in your life that you want them to be there long term, the open communication is really, really important. And I guess that's it. I hope you got something out of it. Like always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share the videos. Bye.